everyone, and thanks for checking out my channel. I'm going to have a look now at a new attempt on copper to put some short position in. If you remember, I followed that my base metals analysis, which was not extremely successful on copper and nickel. Got stopped out on these trades back here in July. We had that divergence on that move to the upside here. And as usual with divergence like this, that one was on the daily. We got the proper retracement back down, took the 20 MA off, but we actually struggled and couldn't actually break below 277, the 50 MA on the daily. They cleared up somehow the divergence, but I was hoping for that move to actually break what was not a proper trend line then yet, but still we got the bounce back. So I had stop loss that was sitting not too far away from entry point here, and I got stopped out somewhere there, slightly at loss I believe, but yeah, definitely the momentum returned to the upside. As we can see here, with a really clean trend line here, but did break really clearly on this, so there was no point trying to keep that position, and was probably best selling it. So now we are back a little bit higher. July and August on copper, they are meant to be slow months. Instead, China did actually aggressively buy during these 2 months, which is not usual, and of course the consequence of this is a very small LME stock level now, because of course everything's got transferred from there to the storage somewhere else, as I believe the demand is still not where it should be, and they are piling on copper at the moment for some anticipation about the further stimulus to come, the economy to jump back in, and all these things. So a lot of anticipation in my opinion, so I'm still willing to enter short here, as I believe there's some potential for correction. That kind of very large rising wedge is usually quite reliable. Now one thing we can see here is that we broke above that trend line, so that trend line is on a weekly basis going there, a little bit sketchy, but still it is still valid. So we went over there, and so far I think even on the weekly it did actually break and close higher. Now, could we have a false breakout on this? Well, I believe this is still possible, and this is why I'm tempted to actually try for another short position here with the target that could be set the lower end of the rising wedge. So if we take the start here, go to the bottom here, and we took, let's say, a break at some point by the end of the month, then we have in roughly 250 as a target. Of course that could stop earlier. We had the 200 MA that's running here, so it could actually stop at 270. That's probably a more reasonable target. I don't believe we have any gaps still open here, so yeah, there's not necessarily incentive to go that far. We need something more serious to happen on the stock market. Now, looking at the setup, we can see on the daily that we are struggling in terms of the momentum for quite a while now, since we reached $3. There's basically no momentum picking up here, so I'm interested to see what will happen here. 3.11, and I'll get stop loss somewhere higher, 3.15. Should we actually break higher and invalidate that rising wedge, but I believe the short term we're gonna go retrace down to 3. Should make that trade at least neutral or slightly winning, so we can actually wait with a little bit more confidence for the next move. Looking at the 4 hours as well, just to confirm the setup, we can see the clean divergence here, also since that point here, I believe also the $3, so that will get revisited, that's almost certain. Now, will it actually stop here or break lower? Well, I'm hoping for a break. If it doesn't happen, then we'll probably exit again, break even or quite nearby. I'm not interested in buying at that point. I think the economy is not in good shape. There's a really average projection in the future, and I think copper definitely went a little bit ahead of where it should be now. As if we look at the price level, $3 is a very optimistic point, as we actually broke higher than where we were before the COVID-19. Did the situation improve in terms of the economy since the start of the year. I doubt it, and I think there's a lot of anticipation that might actually get disappointed in the coming weeks. Looking quickly at the court reports, no major things. The move was almost flat, moved down, then up, and we can see open interest not extremely high, but we can see that the management is still adding long. They are actually relatively high in terms of long position. I can see the retail traders are trying to short that market, so I'm with them on that one. Usually they're not on the right side, but for some occasion they could be. So we will see. In any case, it's a low risk trade, but the risk reward is very high. Should we actually break that rising wedge, we don't have actually much support to actually stop that move to the downside. There's a little bit of something on 290, but then we'll go straight to 270. So that will make it for a really nice trade, low risk. So worth attempting in my opinion. So yeah, that's all about copper. We'll follow this in the coming days and see if that trade is invalidated, losing, or if it's actually switching to the right position. So thanks for watching, and I speak to you soon. Cheers, bye.